that the allocation that was allocated for 2020-2021 financial year will be untouched. So counties will continue to access their funds as they should be. I said earlier on in some of the media houses that next week when we resume our normal sittings on Tuesday, we are likely to pass the County Allocation Revenue Act to allow counties to access 50% of their previous financial year allocation as we resolve on the issue of stalemate, especially on third generational formula. So the formula that will continue to be used is the second generation formula that was passed in 2016, 2017, and counties will continue. Secondly is that looking at the new data, my brother remembering that in 2019, we had population housing and census. In 2015, 2016, we had the poverty index. But the second generation formula and first generation formula have been using the census of 2009, and poverty index of 2009 again. So the reason we are pushing to have the third generation formula is in line with the new data. Secondly, and finally, my brother, is that considering Article 203 up to 207 of the Constitution, it says after every 5 years, the Senate must sit and come up with a new formula in terms of equitable revenue sharing among counties. So what we are doing as a Senate is a constitutional obligation that provides that after every 5 years, we'll review. And the formula that we might pass in the financial year of 2025-2026, the Senate then will need to pass again a new formula that will run for the next 5 years.
Very well, Senator. Now let's just touch on some of the issues that are rising from the deliberations that are being taken by the 12-member committee, and some of the issues that have arose from that is that the leaders are seeking the president's intervention in brokering a deal. But we also have leaders who are saying that this is not the case. We've not sought after the president's help. Which is which between the two?
Thank you. I think as a 12 special member committee that was formed,
yes,
with all respect and honor by our colleagues in the Senate, being one of myself being among the member of that committee, we sat for almost 2 weeks to come up with a report of the committee. That report was forwarded and it was received by the House leadership led by the Senate Majority Leader and Senate Minority Leader and Senate Majority Whip and Senate Minority Whip. Now, that is a progress report. The contents of that report will be made known to our colleague senators who are not part of the 12-member committee through the Kamkunji. And if there is a consensus, then we can take a consensus vote at the floor of the House. Or if members do not agree on the report of the committee, then we can go back to where we were. Secondly, on intervention of the president is that the Senate has always felt that the budget of the country this financial year of 2020-2021 is around 3 trillion. What we are discussing and we have been fighting over is a budget of 316.5 billion. So we think if the national government can add additional of 8 to 9 billion to the 316 billion to become to 325 billion, the losses that are being experienced by counties, among others, will be mitigated, and therefore the counties that will continue to gain, they need to gain fairly. And I think that is the feeling that membership have had. And you know, also Senate members come from different political parties. So it is our wish that the political parties leaders should take lead in this matter and be able to caucus among their senators so that we can have a consensus vote. But from where I sit as one of the counties which is going to be the biggest beneficiary, if this formula, Nandi leading with 1.4 billion, I always believe that we need to get what rightfully belongs to us. Just as an example, as I conclude, my brother, is that there are some counties that have been gaining unfairly. Look at the county like Mandera. In 2009, they had a population of 1.2 billion people. But looking fast forward in 2019 population, housing and census, Mandera had 857,000 people, which means they have been gaining money for over around 400,000 people, which are ghost people. And therefore, we must not punish populous counties at any expense. Finally, at least we have agreed that we'll freeze for the first financial year in that formula. Secondly is that we are looking at operationalization of equalization fund as provided for under Article 204 of the Constitution. And we are looking forward to ensuring that equalization fund is operationalized so that counties that feel marginalized, like the northern corridor, northern counties, northern frontier counties, the counties in coastal region, the counties in North Rift, especially Turkana, Samburu, among other counties, can be able to access through the equitable sharing, through more on equitable sharing, conditional grants, and therefore they can be able also to access the equalization fund, which is specifically provided by the Constitution to deal with marginalized counties.
Okay, Senator, just as we wrap up, I'm being told we're out of time, but I just want to get your thoughts on the allegations that the majority whip, Senator Irungu Kangata, has been fueling division when it comes to the current revenue allocation stalemate. Any thoughts on this?
Can you come up again?
I'm saying, just as we wrap up this interview, I just want to get your thoughts on allegations that have been made that the majority whip, that is Senator Irungu Kangata, has been fueling division in the revenue allocation stalemate facing the senator. Any thoughts on this?
No, I can't. Senate Majority Whip should be able to a position to expand on such allegations that he's making before the nation, and holding that position of trust of Majority Whip. I think he should be very cautious in how he's handling and also talking to the nation, because in as much as we want the populous counties to win and also marginalized counties to be able to be catered for, it is not a forum where we want to do a political competition. So I wish we could reduce this conversation to only issues of revenue allocation. But unfortunately, my brother, as you have said, it has been hijacked by political parties and interests. And therefore, we expect the Senate House leadership to be more careful so that they don't draw this thing into a political competition. And therefore, I think the Senate Majority Whip should always desist, because as a whip of the House, it must look at building consensus, not throwing in barbs or jabs against any other section or functional senators, because we have senators who believe in the revenue formula, others oppose it, and all of them have specific interests and the reasons as to why. But I can tell you, going forward, we will bring justice to all counties, ensuring that the populous counties are not punished, and counties that came rightfully, like Nandi, among others, they should be given what rightfully belongs to them, and counties that they are likely to lose, their losses will be mitigated. And therefore, we are looking to a solution to all these counties. But I think it's also high time that we correct these injustices that were committed in the first generation formula, second generation formula. We cannot allow this. And finally, we are pushing to ensure that we use the new data, the new poverty index of 2015-2016, and the population housing census of 2019, because it reflects. And in a nutshot, my brother, all government entities and all government entities are now realigning their programs according to the new population census and the new data of poverty index.
Senator, thank you very much for creating time for us right on K24.
Thank you for having me, and good evening.
Sure thing. That was the Senator for Nandi County, that is Samson Cherargei, speaking on matters county revenue allocation formula and facing a stalemate right now. And of course, just mentioning that once they come out of recess, they will charge the way forward and give Kenyans a solution finally. At this point, let's take another break. But when I get back, I'll be having some more news for you.